Yo, what's good guys, LucaMAEntertainment here, bringing you guys episode 7 of our season 4 top 10. Now, as I did say, I was going to have a top 10 out this week, and I don't know if this is going to be our second to last episode, but we'll see. If we can get to episode 10, that would be great, but it doesn't seem likely. But episode 8 will definitely be most likely our last one, but we're on episode 7 right now, so let's focus. But this episode is going to be about top 10 Pokemon that need more love. Now, I was trying to stray away from Pokemon top 10s, but you know what, Pokemon's a part of my channel and I don't have any other Pokemon videos going on other than Showdown videos, so I thought, you know what, why not? And since the Sword and Shield DLC is only a week away, I thought I should do this video and say what Pokemon need more love as a whole. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. At number 10, we have Aromatisse. Now, only reason I said this one was even on the list, this one was so close to not being on the list, but I thought, you know what, Zoroark gets more love than its counterpart Aromatisse here does, and Zoroark is just overall a better Pokemon, and Aromatisse was just slowly forgotten about. Yeah, Aromatisse is like one of the few good fairy type special physical, basically a wall. It's a really good wall, but overall Aromatisse is just very forgotten in my opinion, and I much rather prefer Slurpuff. So that's why I thought Aromatisse should be on this list, and if they made maybe Aromatisse, give it like maybe a Mega, which unlikely, but still, or a Gigantamax form, or anything, but still, Aromatisse, they just needed to make it a bit more rememberable. I remember the little one, what's it called, Spritzy? I remember that one more than this one, but anyway, moving on to number 9. At number 9, we have Noctowl, the Gen 2 bird. Now, this thing, I wouldn't say it's forgotten, well it kind of is really, but still, if it's shiny it's probably the best thing about it, but if they had made this thing psychic flying rather than normal flying, I feel like this Pokemon would have gotten a lot more recognition, because literally, it has so many aspects that scream psychic type about it, literally, it has psychic type moves, just look at it, it's an owl. What do you expect an owl to be a psychic type? An owl supposed to be like, what's it called, sacred beings for all we know, I don't know, someone look that up for me, but still. Owls, or Noctowl, sorry, it definitely deserves to be a psychic type. If anything, give it a Galarian form and make it like psychic, I don't know, psychic something, psychic flying, make it, and just change its design completely. But don't change it too much to make it less look like a psychic type, but still, please, give it something more. At number 8, we have Mightyena. Now this one was kind of a weird one to put on the list because with Obstagoon coming out and Galarian, Zigzagoon and Linoon, Mightyena was sort of forgotten about because before any of them came out, the Galarian forms and Obstagoon itself, Mightyena was more of the mean underdog. But now if we look at Obstagoon and its pre-evolution counterparts, or pre-evolutions, whatever you want to call them, literally, Mightyena is nothing compared to them. And if they gave this thing maybe like a Galarian, that's just gonna make it literally look like Obstagoon. It's already, literally, look at Obstagoon and look at this thing. Designs are so similar except Obstagoon is on 2 feet and Mightyena is on 4. Literally. They just forgot about Mightyena in the dust, and I thought, you know what, Mightyena was the dog or the Rattata or what, actually no, that was Zigzagoon, and they basically buffed Zigzagoon, but still, this thing definitely deserves more shine, so maybe turn it into like, I don't know, some sort of hybrid type of wolf-tiger thing for all we know. Just give it a bit more love and Mightyena will be back on par with Obstagoon, Linoon and Zigzagoon in no time. At number 7 we have Druddigon, the Forgotten Dragon of Gen 5. Now quite unfortunate as it is, Druddigon has such a dope design. It looks like a Crayola dragon for all we know. Literally, it's shiny as dope as well. It's just so sad that everyone's forgot about it because of Hydreigon, of Haxorus. Literally, those two literally overshadowed this little dragon right here. Just because it doesn't evolve doesn't mean it's not cool. Literally, look at it. Druddigon is such a good cool Pokemon. It's quite decent and competitive as well. If only it got a bit more love, so if anything, give it like a Mega. I wouldn't give a Gigantamax to this thing, but give it like a Mega evolution. Make it like Dragon Steel or something like that, or make it not even Dragon Steel, like put armor around it or something, like just give it more love, like make it be able to fly. Literally, it's got wings and it can't even fly. What kind of sad excuse for a dragon is that? Just give him more love. He needs just to feel safe again. He needs to retain his dominance as a dragon type, because that is one of the best typings, as it is the sacred dragon types. At number 6, we have both Kabutops and Omastar. Now, I put both of these here as a tie, because Aerodactyl has a Mega Evolution, while these two have just been left in the dust. Now, I would say Armor Star is more memorable than Kabutops, but honestly, they're both just been forgotten. Armor Star is still better though, in my opinion, but still, Kabutops in its case, it literally hasn't got anything going for it. Literally, it's quite useless in competitive, quite useless in anime, quite useless in all cases. Armor Star is Lord Helix, everyone knows that, but still, I'm not one of those Lord Helix fanatics that goes on and on about it, but still, I'd much rather choose Armor Star than Kabutops any day of the week. But literally, in terms of design, Kabutops is cool. Just give it a bit more, give it a bit of a buff, and maybe you can rise up in the list of Pokemon that I've loved. Same with Kabutops, not Kabutops, Armor Star. Give it a slight nerf, but keep it buffed up at the same time, and maybe give it like a Gigantamax or something like that. Like, make it similar to the Gigantamax Blastoise we have coming out, but just don't make it like completely ugly that you want to kill yourself. But yeah, sure. Anyway, moving on. Reaching the middle spot of this video, Dunsparce has claimed the 5th place spot. Now, for years and years, this Pokemon has asked for love, affection and more, and has not gained any of it. Literally, in Gen 6, we all thought Dunsparce was either getting an evolution or a Mega Evolution, but nonetheless, it got none of that. Literally, he was struggling. He is still struggling. Look at him. Why not just let him evolve? Let him Mega Evolve. Even Gigantamax, if anything, but just... he needs this love. Literally, look how useless he is. Look how terrible this Pokemon is. Like, I don't know anyone that would, in their right mind, use a Dunsparce in any sort of battle. Not even in anime you see Dunsparce that often. It's literally the epitome of useless. Just make him evolve into a dragon flying type, like the Pokemon Uranium Dunsparce. Or give him a Mega Evolution that makes him like Mega Rayquaza for all we know. Just make him into something cooler than this little land snake worm thing. At number 4, we have Zoroark. Now, reason I say this Pokemon is more forgotten than Dunsparce, or not even forgotten, more loved than Dunsparce, sorry, is because Zoroark has such a cool design. Literally, look, it's an illusion Pokemon. It's supposed to look cool, and literally, they completely just threw this thing off. Like, once it got its own, literally, once its movie had ended, or once it got its own movie, Zoroark was really never spoken about after that. Like, even in anime, like, in anime appearances, he was not seen that often. We saw Zoroark maybe. We hardly got to see a Zoroark. We saw a Zoroark in Sun and Moon, I think, towards the end. But still, like, he never got the love he deserved. Like, if anything, you should give Zoroark, like, if any of you play Pokemon Insurgents, I'm looking at a lot of fan games and ROM hacks in this video. If any of you play Pokemon Insurgents, there's a Mega Zoroark. Make that real now! Or, like, literally, make it real. It literally needs that. Like, I know Illusion's a cool ability, but still, literally, it needs more love than just Illusion. It's the trickster Pokemon. Give it, like, either give it a buff, or just make it Mega Evolve like in Pokemon Insurgents. So just please, do this thing justice. Taking 3rd place and making its way up this list is Spiritomb. Now, this Pokemon definitely needs more love, because in the anime, we saw it once. In the games, it was impossible to get one because you had to make, like, I think 30 underground friends in the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. Literally, I don't even know how you got it. And still, it was almost impossible to get Spiritomb. And literally, that's why it was probably so forgotten about and no one likes this Pokemon. And on top of that, they made it slightly easier to get Spiritomb in Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire by just literally doing a little event in the abandoned ship. But still, it still didn't get much love that all the other Pokemon got. Literally, like, if you look at it, this Pokemon is literally a Keystone. Keystone? Nope. What's the one? Tombstone. Literally, look under its body. It's a Tombstone with a spirit. It literally died and completely got forgotten about. Literally, that is why this Pokemon was on this list. Like, for another reference to Pokemon Insurgents, it has a Mega in Pokemon Insurgents. Give it a Mega. Literally make it more memorable. And like, give it its entire, like, everyone thought at first Spiritomb's gonna be like some super cool, like, maybe legendary Pokemon. Like, not one of the key legendary Pokemon, like maybe like Uxie or Azelf, like something like that. Like, it should have made it something like that. Spiritomb is literally so hard to obtain, literally, that it was completely forgotten about and never loved. 2nd place on this list is my favorite electric type, Luxray. As much as I hate to say it, This Pokemon does not get enough love, literally. Luxray has been ignored time after time, literally. Like, Luxray needs to be changed to a dark electric type. They gave that little... Pardon me. Apologise, that was kind of rude of me, but still. Luxray is literally being ignored. They gave that little Pikachu lookalike Molpico the type of dark electric. Understandable, it changes forms, but still, this Pokemon is literally Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic. And you do not want to give it a flipping new typing, or give it a Mega Evolution, or give it like Gigantamax form. Now, I did read a leak that this thing was potentially getting a Gigantamax form, but that may be false, and most likely is. But still, they literally didn't give this Pokemon enough love. Literally, look at it. It's one of my favorite electric type, one of my favorite Pokemon, and it has been just thrown away like the trash it is. Okay, that was a bit mean. Like the trash, it's supposed to be, but it's really not. It's a really good Pokemon. Like in Gen 5, they gave it, not Gen 5, was it Gen 5? Whatever, Gen 5 or 6, they gave it Guts, and that made it slightly better, so they give it a tiny bit of love. Just why not in Gen 6 when Mega Evolution was announced? Why didn't you give it a Mega? Just answer the question, goddammit. Now, if you didn't see this coming on this list, then you are just a fool. Number 1 on this list is the Gen 3 Forgotten Dragon, and just the Forgotten Dragon in general, Flygon. Flygon has literally been ignored. Literally. Every time a new Dragon type or a new pseudo, because most of the pseudos are Dragon types, but anytime a new Dragon type in general is announced, Flygon is so easily forgotten about. And literally, this thing deserves so much more. It was only until Gen 7 that they gave Flygon a buff by giving it Dragon Dance, but still, it wasn't enough to get Flygon the attention it wanted. Flygon needs more than that. Like, they gave Salamence a Mega. They gave Garchomp a Mega. Who else did what other dragons got Megas? Rayquaza, a legendary. Why would they give that a Mega? It's already busted as shit. Literally, they gave all of the dope dragons a Mega, and then they forgot about this lower tier dragon and just left it in the dust. Literally, it is the Mystic Pokemon, I'm pretty sure it is. Literally. Another reference to Pokemon Insurgents. Make this thing either Bug Dragon, because it looks nothing like a ground type, or make it into, or give it a Mega like in Insurgents as well. Literally, make it sound based like in Insurgents as well. Again, all these Pokemon Insurgent references are wild, but still, please just give Flygon the love it deserves, and give it either, like in this new DLC coming out, give it a Gigantamax, because literally, he has done nothing wrong. He has done nothing but live and prosper, because literally, for the past 7-8 generations, Flygon has literally suffered. And with that, that's going to end this week's top 10, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I got most of my views and points across. Now, most likely the last top 10 will be next week or the week after. I'm not making any promises, but most likely next week. So yeah, I'm going to get to episode 8. I would have liked to get to episode 10, but unfortunately, these things take way too long to record. And on top of that, the editing is just obnoxious. So hopefully we can think of a good topic for next week. I already have one topic in mind, which would be kind of universal to everyone who likes Pokemon on this channel. It is another Pokemon one. I'm not going to spoil what it is. But yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm LucaMAEntertainment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.